It's BvG. All right, let's kick it off. Hello, everybody. Shut up, Scott. I am trying to do my job. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BvG Bear vs. Gorilla episode, I believe, 5. I think we're on 5 now.
5 sounds right.
It sounds good enough. Joining me, as always, is Scott.
Hello, friends. How are you?
And we have a very exciting episode, one that we just came up with last weekend, and we were both like, oh, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing the fast food bracket. So the entire premise is, because I mean, fast food, most folks know of it, the different franchises across the world, across the country. It's something we can relate to. We figured this would be fun because everybody knows McDonald's and has thoughts about McDonald's, and most folks eat there, and a bunch of other fast food joints. So we put together a randomized list of 30, I believe, 2 options, and we put it into a bracket generator, which randomly assorted them into like a tournament-like bracket, like a fighting tournament from like Dragon Ball.
Yes, exactly.
Like Goku versus like some poor karate guy who can like lift like 200 pounds. It's not fair.
You mean Hercule?
Hercule. No, to be fair, Hercule never lost.
Did he? I guess he just never really... We never really saw him fight either.
Hercule always had an excuse to break away, where
That's
it's
right,
like, oh, thank God, someone's attacking the world. The tournament's canceled. And then like Goku never shows back up or whatever. So they're like, well, I guess Hercule wins. He's the strongest man in the world.
That's right. All right. Well, you know. My kind of guy.
It is what it. I like what they did with him during the Buu saga, where like he's not the strongest man, but he actually became a bit of humanity for like Majin Buu to talk to.
He was like he was emotionally the strongest.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna sit this out and become his friend, and it's like, dude, this is like a negotiator. And I like how there's even a scene where Piccolo is like, wow, we might not even have to fight him, and it's like, well, of course you are, but like,
yeah.
I do appreciate that one moment where they're like, is diplomacy going to actually win us? Are we going to avoid fighting? Never mind. He's dead. Never mind. He evolved into another form that's worse.
That's like actually angry instead of the big marshmallow.
Yeah. It was weird because it's like it's spat. I don't even know. Whatever. I'm getting off topic. But the way it's going to work for this bracket, and I'll make sure I put up the visual for you all to see as we move along. We'll flip a coin. That way it's randomly assorted as far as who gets what for Scott and myself to back up and debate and support with pros and cons. And we're going to move this along at a brisk pace because there's a lot to cover. And yeah, Scott, he told me he's got a particular voice he wants to use for this one. So I'm excited to see what you got up your sleeve, Scott.
Yes. I'll switch into it when I feel the time is right, once we really get kicking into this.
I might have to accompany you with something too. Scott, how's your week going?
It's been good. Work is kind of normalizing again. I'm not having to do my work plus everybody else's, so that's good.
That's good.
Back home at more reasonable hours, so spending more time with the family. And thankfully I'm not hurting too much financially for it, which normally I was afraid that I would. So we're doing okay.
Good.
We're doing okay. Other than that, it's been a pretty basic week. Not too much going on in the life of a married guy with a 6-month-old. I don't really do anything anymore. But when I do, you'll be the first to know.
Carver, I got a new video game.
I made it outside the house.
Right. I've been chasing the
sun feels so good.
It's like that scene from Lord of the Rings where Gollum's like, we forgot the taste of bread.
Oh, yes, indeed. But yeah, it's been a good week, my friend. I appreciate you asking. How about you, sir? How are you, Saber?
Hanging in there. By the way, I appreciate they call me Saber, but Scott, call me Carver. I feel like with this podcast.
Are you sure about that? That's gonna bring about the warmth. You sure about that warmth?
Let's do it. I feel like this podcast is going to be embracing of a different facet of my life.
Yes,
and I want to encourage that. So
the real you, the deep down, the mythic,
the veil drops is like what we thought was once a weak YouTuber is just A weak man. Never mind.
And he's not even the guy with the peanuts.
I think when I say penis.
You just gonna have one.
All right, I say we get into it because this is going to be a big tournament. So,
yes.
Go into it.
Yeah. I'll let you announce the first one, and then I'll try and slip into my character.
All right, our first matchup is KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken versus Checkers. That is, it's also known as Rallies in other parts of the country. And Scott, I'm gonna flip a coin. You call it. Let's say heads is KFC, tails is Checkers. All right.
I got a better idea. How about this? How about there's the top line and then the bottom line for each bracket, correct?
Okay.
How about the top is heads and the bottom is... Never mind. I already hate what I'm saying.
No. Yeah.
I already hate what I'm saying.
The power bottom, tails. No, I got you. So the top of the bracket is heads and the bottom is tails. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking like that way I could always be heads and you would always be tails, but then we'd end up with the same thing. We'd end up with an issue. So let's not do what I'm saying because I just did something stupid. Let's go back to the original plan because I just messed it up.
Don't question the coin flip, Scott.
I thought I could
better. How dare you?
I thought I could make the coin flip better. It's not just 50-50, it's 75-25.
You're trying to improve perfection? How dare you? Fall back in line.
I'm going to make chance even chancier.
What if we randomize the coin flip? All right.
With five coins.
Call it, Scott. What you want?
Tails.
All right, you got it. I got KFC. You have Checkers.
All right. Let me just slip into my let's get ready to Checkers voice.
This is already awful.
This is what I'm going to do.
Not the entire time. Please, God almighty.
The entire time is going to be Rally's kind of conversation.
I hate this. Okay, go on. Okay, no, I'll begin because I'm KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken is an institution. It is something that when you think fried chicken, you think of KFC with those buckets of chicken, crispy. You got those big potato wedges that are nice and crispy as well. Got a broad variety of food, mashed potatoes, collard greens, mac and cheese, biscuits. I mean, you go to KFC not like, oh, I need to get lunch, I need a burger. No, you go to KFC for a meal. And that's why I think KFC blows Checkers out of the water than with their forgettable burgers and okay fries.
Oof. Ouch, sir. Well, let me contest this by saying, Checkers, you gotta eat.
How dare you say that? I was in mid-drink. I forgot that was their logo. Their motto.
That's their slogan.
You gotta eat.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it's a great slogan.
I love that. There's a commercial where they're like, "You gotta eat. What are you doing?" It's like, what are you? Why are you constantly consuming?
Oh gosh, I think I might have just defeated myself.
You gotta eat.
With Checkers, though, I mean, you say bland burgers and fries. Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. They had some of the best fries, specifically. The seasoning on those fries was amazing. I think that was that's the contender. I will admit, their burgers, very good. But, a burger is a burger, and it's hard. You can't do burgers to chicken, really. So it's a hard argument to make. If you want chicken, you're not going to go to Checkers because they didn't even serve it because they are better than chicken.
What are you talking about? What a weird thing to say. If you want to get a physical checkup, don't go to an auto repair store. That's what you're saying. No, Scott, the only good thing from Checkers, and I will concede this to you, are their fries. And that's it. Everything else, like, tell me about what's even the nickname for their burger? Nobody knows.
I've forgotten. It was some kind of just large thing.
Large thing.
I don't know. I think it was called like
large thing.
Yeah, I really don't know. But okay, so here we go. It wasn't just they may not have had the burgers to end all burgers, but they were very good. And and like you said it yourself, the fries won. The fries were much better.
Look at their.
You go to Checkers. You want their fries. You want their awesome milkshakes. They had some great shakes.
I don't remember.
The KFC didn't have much of a dessert menu.
That's fair. KFC doesn't have much in the way of desserts.
So I'm like, you might get you correctly stated, and I gotta agree. KFC, a meal was the right word to use. Like KFC meals, man. But Checkers was like, you gotta eat. Come get some fries and some ice cream, fatty.
Which, to be honest, though, or would you rather you just finished a hard work day, family's hungry, you're like, I'm gonna surprise the wife. She doesn't have to cook tonight. Husband's gonna go buy KFC with a 12-piece bucket meal and bring it home and put it on the table, and your wife's gonna be looking at you with hungry eyes for both the food and hungry eyes for you later in that bedroom, my friend, because she's gonna be like, this guy is a caretaker with this meal. Versus, what if you brought her home Checkers fries? I think she's gonna divorce you on the spot. So
and the pot, I mean, honestly, like I won't even let you finish that statement because I'm gonna concede.
Yeah,
KFC definitely beats Checkers, because honestly, Checkers, you do Checkers when you're alone. You do Checkers probably out of shame. You do Checkers fries, and like, let's say he did bring home Checkers fries and a Checkers meal for the family. That guy is going to leave like one fry because their fries are so good. You're going to be nibbling on fries the whole way home, and then your wife's going to be like, where are my fries? And be like,
where are my fries? Someone sleeping on the front yard. All right, KFC moves forward. All right.
Yeah, KFC moves forward on that one. Checkers did not. They did not hold a candle. I wanted to defend them, and they have great fries and they have great milkshakes. But you're right, like
a valiant effort,
man. A valiant effort. But I'm like, you get a meal at KFC. Like it's true. It's just true.
Next round, call it, Scott.
Tails.
All right, you. I got head, so I get McDonald's. You get Panera Bread. So.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay. I've already dropped the rally voice, the sportscaster voice. I'm like, it's. I don't think I can keep it up.
Yeah, that's that'd be demanding.
I wear myself out.
My friend, what other fast food restaurant is literally synonymous when you say the word fast food? McDonald's. McDonald's is like the backbone of all fast food restaurants. It laid down the foundation of what every other fast food restaurant has ever considered and followed, set by McDonald's example. It has a beautiful, rich history. It's got consistent food that you can find across the entire world, and even some variety here and there, depending on the region. But when it's like, okay, you're on a long drive, it's been 200 miles through the desert, and you see that the Golden Arches, you're like, this isn't just a fast food restaurant. This is an American embassy. Like, this is like, this is like sacred grounds where you can get a quarter pounder, some hot fries, and a milkshake, and you can count on it. That kind of dependability you need in your life.
McDonald's is certainly synonymous with fast food, but it's also synonymous with bad eating, bad choices. You go to McDonald's. McDonald's is a place that you also go to. Granted, yeah, I mean, if it's your only option in a 200-mile span of desert where you haven't eaten, go to McDonald's. But if there was another option, you'd be like, well, what was it? What's over there? You know, if you saw what's the next exit down? Let me just double check. Let me check my Yelp app.
Yelp app.
Panera Bread is wholesome. It is rejuvenating. It is, it's what you want. It's what you know you should have. Like, maybe McDonald's has got something that like you kind of want it because McDonald's has fantastic French fries. Like, they have lovely fries, but I'm like, you don't feel good about yourself after those fries. Even if you were really, really hungry, you finish McDonald's meals, you're like, that was a mistake. But Panera Bread, you go to Panera, you get your soup in a bread bowl that you can eat, that you can use. There's no waste. They're thinking of the planet when you can eat the thing that brings you the food.
You're doing this to me with your, dang it. That's
Yeah,
Scott,
you can eat the bowl. Good luck eating that cardboard thing that brings your Big Mac. You might as well. It's about the same thing.
You really got me with talking about. You threw the word rejuvenation, and I'm like, I think I just lost. Like, Scott, I can see to you. McDonald's loses, Panera wins.
Yep, Panera moving up the bracket. Let's do it, Panan.
Dang, Scott, look at you throwing out rejuvenation. I'm like, whoa, whoa, like a Dragon Ball Z attack where I just got hit by like 17 fists at like a second.
Panera bread, thinking of Dragon Ball Z, Panera bread is a sensu bean.
It is. A sensu bean, like you said, you can eat. Just think of the environment. We don't need to make trash in plastic bowls. Your bowl's made of bread.
Yes, your bowl is made of bread. Eat everything.
Eat everything.
They give you an apple as a side.
Who does that?
Exactly. People who care about you.
All right, I'm flipping it right now. You ready to call it?
Yeah, tails this time. Again.
All right, I get Jimmy John's. You get Burger King.
Oh, man. Give me that king.
Jimmy John's is, talk about a restaurant that's with it. I mean, have you seen the decal in their windows? Free smells. Come in here and I am dead serious. You walk by Jimmy John's, you're like, you know what? I concede. I immediately concede. I'm sorry. Jimmy John's owner goes to safari hunt and he like shoots like wildlife that like is endangered. So I immediately concede. No. My lips quivering, and I'm like, I can't do this.
I can't back up this horrible man.
I concede. What would you have said for Burger King, though? No. Honestly, save it. Save it for the next round.
Because Burger King will have to play out the winner of Dairy Queen Sonic. Let's do that one.
I'm sorry, Scott. That was I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
That's okay. You know what? I really admire your backbone there. You stood for what you truly believed, even though we had to pick a side. Your morality. You are a moral man, and I appreciate that about you.
This next matchup is a pretty good even one. All right, so here we go.
Oh yeah, it really is. I'm going for heads because I gotta go with my. If I get it, I gotta go with my love.
You got your queen.
Yes. Give me some queen. I got the king and the queen back to back.
Go for it, bro. All you.
All right, Dairy Queen. I mean, you're talking desserts. You think desserts? You think delicious? You think just cool on a hot summer day, just absolute refreshment. You think of the queen, man. Somebody who takes care of you. A queen that rules her nation with just sweet gentility and just a caress of whipped awesomeness. The Dairy Queen ice cream, the Blizzard, let alone the Blizzard, fun fact for you, especially Carver, the Blizzard is exactly as old as my brother. It came out the very same year that Tyler was born, 1985.
Wow. I mean, that's some history right there.
Yeah, so personal story with Dairy Queen. But honestly, I've been eating those Blizzards for so long, and they're just such a treat. Like Dairy Queen and the Dairy Queen food, their fries, their burgers, their hot dogs, it's wonderful. Like they've everything about them from hot to cold. They just put love in all of it. It seems like it all tastes so good. But I'm like, you look at Sonic, it's kind of the same thing. They do burgers, they do hot dogs. Their big thing is like, I think, shakes and ice cream as well. But I'm like, Dairy Queen, man. I think Sonic has something kind of like a Blizzardy thing, but nothing touches the Blizzard. They hold it upside down and it doesn't move. It's just the best.
The same way you hold your arteries upside down and they don't move. So
they don't move. So please go on, my friend. I mean, good luck beating the queen.
I will admit that Dairy Queen has quite the robust menu when it comes to desserts. I mean, Dairy Queen means in the title, dairy. I mean, that's straight up like ice cream and Scott, you even bring up that they have got those cakes too. So they've got they got some sweets.
Well, thank you for that point.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
No, but when it comes to their hot foods, I mean, I'm like, ew, this is a very meh burger or dry chicken thing. I've never gone to Dairy Queen and had some of their hot food. I'm like, I'm glad I ate that. But while Sonic's got cheesy tater tots, some nice crispy fries, good burgers with a shredded lettuce. I mean, like, I gotta be real, Sonic's got some good hot food. And it's got this arsenal of slushies. I mean, who does slushies the same way that Sonic does? Nobody. No one's even brave enough except for gas stations. So Sonic's like cornering a market.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, now I can only think of Sonic slushies as gas station slushies.
I should have said that. Legit though, I feel like Sonic has a better repertoire of food when it comes to the hot foods that taste much better, and a solid above average dessert menu to bolster it as well. So across the board, I think Solid's got a better menu. It's just that I will also, because when I go into these competitions, I will be fair. I know that, like, in order to win, it's never that good to admit to your opponent's points because that builds doubt. But I will say this: Dairy Queen's got a pretty amazing dessert menu. I mean, I will go to Dairy Queen just for the desserts.
Absolutely. I mean, they have whole Dairy Queens that don't even serve. It's probably a negative. That don't even serve hot food. It's just ice cream.
Really?
I live right next to one. There's a Dairy Queen that was like, oh, you know what? I could go for a burger. And I looked it up. They don't serve the burgers. They only serve the ice cream. You have to go to a Dairy Queen grill and chill in order to get the hot food. But that's just makes the hot food more special, in my opinion, because I've had their burgers. I was not expecting much when I had one because I was like,
me neither.
It's Dairy Queen. Come on. But it was great. It was really good. It was like flame char grilled, really good.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I will. Okay.
I think Dairy Queen has the history here. It has the history, especially when it comes to desserts. But I don't know if you were about to say you concede, because I would allow it. But you do have an extremely fair point that Sonic has the more. It's not the word exhaustive. It does apply, but it sounds like exhausting. But it has an extremely wide menu that, like, you can get a lot of really fun food at Sonic that you're just not going to get at Dairy Queen.
I will concede. I think the Blizzard alone wins it for Dairy Queen. I've never had a Blizzard. I've never, like, double negative here. Whatever. I love Blizzards. I think they're fantastic, nice, creamy, You know, they're like, hey, here's your Blizzard upside down. And it's like, I'm like, I love this. My Butterfingers, Snickers, or M&Ms.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, there's a, you didn't even mention that. Like, they got, like, not only is their dessert menu, like, quite substantial, but the Blizzard alone is like, it's like the American missile, like, arsenal of desserts. Like, it's like, they're good. All right, Dairy Queen wins.
I tried to emphasize the Blizzard with its amazingness because I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fantastic. All right, Dairy Queen. The Queen moves forward.
All right, call it.
Queen moves forward. Heads. Oh, actually, yeah, definitely heads, if I can get that one.
You got tails, so you're Firehouse, and I'm Taco Bell.
Dang it. All right, I'll take it.
Taco Bell.
I hope you do it justice, because
if there ever was the rogue of fast food, it is Taco Bell. I mean,
the rogue.
I'm serious. Like, everybody, I catch this a lot, where you got people who are passionate in both directions. I hate Taco Bell. It's gross. It's dog food. Yeah. And then you got the strong Chads who are too busy saving the world to cry about Taco Bell. The ones who just finished saving a kid from a burning firehouse. and Firehouse. Firehouse.
So how often do you think a firehouse is actually on fire?
Oh no,
those firefighters.
What do we do? No, but, like, legitimately, the Taco Bell is, I will say, and I might say this a couple of times throughout our debates, it is an institution. It is something where you're, like, comfortable with, like, yeah, it's 2 a.m. Oh, Taco Bell's still open. Let's go. I'm gonna go get myself a cheesy gordita, a bean burrito, and a chicken soft taco. And to quote Jim Gaffigan, if you've got $20, you can buy infinite Taco Bell. Like, there's no cap. You can buy literally all of it, and you will, and it's money well spent. I really think that Taco Bell, like, you're not going to Taco Bell for top-notch Mexican food. I wouldn't even constitute it as Mexican food.
Mexican.
It's American Mexican fast food, and that's fine. But even then, like, people from all walks of life can go, like, there's variety here. There's, like, I can get a salad, I can get myself a taco, a burrito, an amalgamation of both. It's got backbone. It's got nacho fries. I mean, come on, who's innovating? I wish our government would innovate the same way that Taco Bell, like, advertising does with nacho fries. When's the last time the American government ever gave us nacho fries? Never. So
Never. It's true.
Taco
They'll
Bell,
just give us a bunch of stimulus checks right now.
those punks.
All right, Firehouse subs. So Firehouse subs is easily one of the best sandwich spots around. I live right next to one. I eat there frequently. Their meat and cheese selection, the way they combine it in their specialty sandwiches is just fantastic. They have all types of special. So Taco Bell has a lovely little hot sauce collection. You know, there's Taco Bell hot sauce, and it's delicious. But Firehouse subs, fire is in that name. They give you so many options of fantastic sauces to just douse that sandwich in to make it all kinds of fun. They have delicious cookies. They got your fancy new soda fountains and stuff like that. And the lovely thing, one thing that I really do love about Firehouse subs is that they give back. Like, they donate some of their profits to the men and women who are firemen and firewomen. They give back to them so they can keep them alive, support them, because they need it. I mean, like, firefighters deserve more than $1 per sandwich, but I'm like, at least they're giving back to them, and I gotta respect that. The food, like I said, the food is wonderful. It's, like I said, it's one of the best sandwiches I think you can get. The price is not overly substantial. While it might be more than your usual sandwich Subway kind of spot, again, like, you're paying a little bit more to help out the community and the firefighters within in your area. And I mean, the hook and ladder sandwich, their Italian sub, actually, hook and ladder is amazing. Their Italian sub, best I've had. Absolutely. Their Italian dressing on that is phenomenal. I don't know what their mixture is, but it's incredible.
You know, this is tough for me. I do love me a good Firehouse sub.
Yeah, and I love Taco Bell. I actually really wanted to argue Taco Bell's side because I'm one of the ones that's pretty passionate about Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is flexible with, like, of course, price and variety. But when it comes to quality, which I think is the most important aspect of a fast food chain,
mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe I'll be real
a food chain in general, I'd say.
Or any food chain. I give it the Firehouse sub. I really do. All right, Firehouse.
Quality over quantity is pretty important. But I will say a fair thing to Taco Bell. I was extremely against Taco Bell for a very long time until I realized that they are one of the only fast food chains possible where you can be vegetarian and still eat there.
Yeah, I one of Laura's friends, my girlfriend, one of her friends, the couple. I'm doing a very bad job of explaining this. She's got two friends who are married and they're vegetarians or vegans, and apparently Taco Bell's a very good place to go. Where it's like, we can go here and get some vegan options, which is, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm super into, like, anything they make. They'll substitute the meat for beans, for their refried beans, and it's like, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
All right,
thank you very much.
All right,
Firehouse wins it. Taco Bell, I still love you.
Okay. Next round, because Taco Bell lost to the Firehouse subs.
The Firehouse is on fire!
Oh God, what do I know? Where's the fire hydrant? All right, next round is Steak and Shake versus Pizza. This is a bit of an awkward matchup.
Talk about two different things.
I already feel like there's a pretty clear winner here, but let's.
I'm interested. I'll be interested to hear your points. I'm gonna go. I want to flip for. I want to flip for tails this time.
All right, let's do it. And all right, you got tails. I got heads.
Okay, Pizza Hut it is. All right, I let you lead, my friend.
Not many folks. I mean, Steak and Shake is a national chain, but it's still making its way through the country. I haven't been to one in a while. They had them in Georgia when I used to live there, and I've seen some. Like whenever I drive down to Georgia from Virginia, I'll see some along the way through like the Tennessee, Georgia mountain area. That being said, I respect Steak and Shake. I think it's got a really cool aesthetic. I like that it's a sit-down place. I like that it's got a broad range of like, I mean, come on, like those steak burgers, top notch. And then you got some now, like gosh, like their beans, you got their vegetables, you got soup, you got fries. I like that.
They got chili.
Chili, thank you. We got their chili. I'm like, what was it? And also, of course, the milkshakes. They got some really nice thick milkshakes and a broad range of those. And you're sipping those out of glass containers like the old 1950 diners, which is like the aesthetic they're trying to emulate. So, Steak and Shake, I think, is very unique and high quality with their presentation and their food. And it's like a pseudo fast food sit down restaurant because you're sitting down and you got a waiter or waitress walking up being like, hey, like, let me get your order. And it's like, heck yeah, just like the old fashioned, like American graffiti days.
Gotcha. That's fair. Although I gotta say, when you're thinking of French fries, Steak and Shake, though, they're such small, skinny, weird little fries.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but their fries are awful. I hate skinny fries.
Yeah, their fries suck. I mean, they got everything else about them is good, but those fries are such a detriment to what would have been almost a flawless company.
You know, I gotta be real too. One of my worst dining experiences is from a Steak and Shake.
Really?
Yeah, I went to one.
I need to hear about it. Let's just open up on that one real quick.
All right, went to a convention in Chicago. It was, I believe, in 2016, and it was like 2 a.m. or something like that, where we picked up Race Best from the airport, and he hadn't eaten. So we're like, well, where can we go? Oh, Steak and Shakes are open 24 hours, I believe. So let's go to that. We couldn't go through the drive-thru because they refused to serve us through there for some reason. We're like, okay, we'll go inside. We went inside. And I saw a chicken strip just randomly at the door, just sitting there on the ground. And I'm like, what?
Waiting in line to seat?
Right? It was so bizarre. I'm like, there's a random chicken strip was on the ground. I looked up from the chicken strip and I see this guy singing in the kitchen, just willy-nilly. And then this waiter laying in one of the booths with his feet sticking out from the booth because he's laying down on his back looking at his phone. And then this other guy walked up from the back, and he was like, I guess the host, he's like, hey, welcome to my Steak and Shake. Follow me. I'll sit you down. The place looked a mess, like just so trashy. And I was taken back. I was like, what's going on? Like, why is this place so awful? And it was myself, Race, Paleo, our friend Sydney, and then another friend there named Drew. And we sat down, and at least the food was good. Initially with the first wave of food, and then we also got our milkshakes, and we were just kind of tired, and we're just okay, just give us our food and our drinks. It's forgivable at the moment. We're just tired. We got our milkshakes, we started drinking them, and also when we were ordering, the waiter sat down in the booth with us, which was uncomfortable. It's like, dude, don't sit next to us. Don't do that. The waiter was off his rocker. He was weird. And then here's where it enters into the realm of like, what the hell? We're almost done with our milkshakes. The guy walks up, he puts a pill capsule on our table, and the pill capsule's been opened. And he's like, hey, so I put that in your milkshakes. And I just stopped, and I looked up at him, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And then one of our friends is like, oh, April Fools, because it's April Fools. And the waiter is like, yeah, April Fools. We're like, oh yeah, it's April Fools. And I was like, bro, like, you're joking, right? Because that is the most uncool thing you could possibly do. Like, that's health. Like, I'll call the health inspector. Like, what are you talking about?
Call the cops.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the cops or something. And he's like, "No, we're just joking. We're just joking." I'm like, "Let's go. We're done." And I went to the bathroom before we left, and the bathroom was like, I mean, there was fecal matter on the ground, and I was like, "Okay, that's it. I'm done. Like, we're out of here." That was
another chicken strip in there too.
Yeah, the chicken strip on the ceiling. No, that was the worst experience, which, to be fair, the one in Georgia has always been fine. But that one in Chicago, I mean, that was just terrible. Like, just truly horrendous experience. And the waiter who was on his back on his phone was still laying down there when we left. And I was like,
never got up. Oh, jeez.
Never got up.
Yeah, I've had some bad experiences at Steak and Shakes too. Nothing like that. I mean, that's another level.
Yeah.
I mean, my worst experience at Steak and Shake is that I waited like an hour for my shake, and that's all I ordered.
Jesus, an hour.
But
golly, man, that's a lot.
It was bad. It was the one that we used to go to in high school. It was
yeah, and that's a shame.
But like, yeah, I mean, like I said though, that's like first world complaining right there.
Yeah.
I waited an hour for my milkshake.
Well, that's my spiel about Steak and Shake. What do you have to say about Pizza Hut?
Well, it's Pizza Hut. It's
you just lost.
No, I mean, you kind of said it similar in other ways. And like when you think of like delivery, let's just say delivery style pizza, because they have a dining room, and so you can go in and sit. Scaring my eye. You can go in and sit and enjoy a nice pizza dinner with your family. They have cookies, they have brownies you can get as well. They have like Cinnabon branded cinnamon pie or something. So they have lots of fun other things. They do wings, and their wings are actually pretty dang good, and all this other stuff. They've got a lovely expanded menu now. And honestly, I'm like, Pizza, it's one of those things I'm like, is it the very best pizza you're gonna get? Arguably, no. Some people are really nuts about it. I'm not insane about it, but I think it tastes good. But I will say this much: Pizza Hut, it's almost like a comfort pizza. Like, I get Pizza Hut when I'm not feeling good, and I actually end up feeling better.
I feel worse
about stuff. Do you?
I feel like I'll be real with you. I never like pizza. I think it's not good sauce. I think it's very plain. It's the crust isn't that great. I think Domino's is superior. Man. I think Papa John's is superior. Pizza Hut is the bottom of the barrel in the world of pizza, except for maybe like Little Caesar.
Oh, now you would put Papa John's over Pizza Hut?
Yeah, I think Papa John's has better better bread.
No, I disagree on that one. We really should have just put Papa John's against Pizza Hut to have a good debate.
We'll see then. We'll see. Hey, if Pizza Hut, if you right now, okay, you know what? You have to win me right now with Pizza Hut. Like, legitimately sell it right now.
Okay. Let me work on an argument. I'm doing some stretching to get some thinking going here.
Because right now, Steak and Shake's got higher quality food and a much larger array of options. So, in my opinion, I think Steak and Shake's got it currently won. You really have to sell me on Pizza Hut right now.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not so nuts about. I'm not so nuts about Pizza Hut that I can think of a reason that I can convince somebody who truly hates it that it's actually great. Like, I think Pizza Hut is much better now than I used to find it. I have a history with Pizza Hut. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, I used to go there. My brother and I used to go there when we were little kids. We'd eat in the dining room and with my aunt and play their video games and stuff like that. And, it's like, it's one of those childhood memories too. So I have a little bit of that helps me like stay in tune with Pizza Hut. But truthfully, I'm like, I wouldn't put it under all the other pizzas as you are so like dangerously stating, because my wife will not let you back in our house if she knows you hate Pizza Hut as much as you do.
I'll just throw Papa John's pizza slices at the window.
I'm not gonna tell her because I want you to be able to come over and say hello to your niece. Right. But you're never gonna get here if you.
I walk up to Violet and be like, "How are you?" And she just slap me across the face. Anti Pizza Hut.
No, I'm gonna have to concede. I think Pizza Hut is great, but it's like I can't really compare it to Steak and Shake because Steak and Shake is just a whole nother thing, and Steak and Shake does a really good job. I mean, you'll get your oddball stories about it, obviously, with Mr. April Fool's pills, but I'm like, I have a good time at Steak and Shake. I hate their fries.
I do too. I think Laura likes skinny fries, and Paleo loves the skinny fries. And I'm like, what's wrong with you people? Like,
oh, shut up. Right? Shut up, Paleo.
Thank you. Shut up, Paleo. All right. Steak and Shake moves on.
Yep. Steak and Shake moves on.
All right. This is an interesting matchup as well. We got Del Taco versus Papa John's.
Oh, that's going to be tough. I'm going to go flip for heads this time.
All right. I got Tails. So, Tails is from
Papa John's.
Okay, so I got Papa John's. All right.
You're arguing Papa John's. I'm going to argue Del Taco.
All right, go for it.
When you think Del Taco, you think of Taco Bell. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only Del Taco that we've ever had around here has been run out of business.
Yeah, Del Taco is like a worse Taco Bell.
It really is. Like, I prefer Del Taco over Papa John's because I just don't like Papa John's.
Why?
I'm very.
I guess. So it's your hatred for Papa John's that drives your choice. Why?
Okay, so to be fair, I've been to a Del Taco, and I think they're good. I think they're like, if you put a Del Taco next to a Taco Bell, like, I think because Taco Bell has better branding, I would simply choose Taco Bell because, like, you know, they're around more often. I'm more used to them. Like, they have a name that I know better. I'm like, Del Taco, I'm like, there's literally only been one that I've ever seen in my life. And I think I've eaten there once because there's not a Taco Bell close to it. So they've kind of cornered their little American Mexican fast food market there in Kennesaw, Georgia. But I'm like, I don't.
The premier place for food.
Yeah, and I'm like, with Del Taco, I'm like, I've been there. It's good. Like, I don't think it tastes like worse than Taco Bell, honestly. It's only in Kennesaw, and it's not even there anymore because Taco Bell is Taco freaking Bell. But when I put it next to an argument of Papa John's, and this is a personal argument because obviously it's two different food groups, but I'm like, I really
dairy, Del Taco.
I really dislike Papa John's. I literally had Papa John's last night. I met with some friends that bought. We said, "Hey, let's get some pizza," and they bought Papa John's. I did not know they were going to buy Papa John's, and I had it, and I was like, once again, I am disappointed. I swear, I've never had Papa John's pizza that tastes hot.
Really?
Like, it always seems like it was cooked a little while ago, and then like, oh yeah, just give them these. Because I'm like,
that's a shame.
Go ahead. You can jump in. I'm going to continue.
I've had some pretty wonderful slices of Papa John's. I mean, it's pizza. Let's be real. Pizza is a state of mind almost, where it's like there are moments where you're like, oh, I'm good. Other moments where it's like, hey, I ordered some pizza that's on the way. And it's like, yeah, I can go for a nice slice of pizza, a nice rum and Coke, and just watch a movie tonight. That sounds good.
That's a strange combination: rum and Coke and pizza. I get the
Coke. What are you talking
about? Well, don't get me wrong. I know rum and Coke, but rum to me is such a more of a
whiskey and Coke. I don't know. Tropical.
I'm just saying rum is like an island.
I say rum and Coke is better with Del Taco, but
perhaps
I think Del Taco is the lesser son of greater sires.
Oh my goodness. It's like Del Taco Snow in the Game of Thrones.
I pulled that quote from Lord of the Rings that Saruman said to King Theoden. He's like, you are a lesser son of greater sires.
Oh gosh, that's right. Well said, sir. Well said.
I really think that Papa John's is much better than Pizza Hut and I wouldn't say Domino's. But yeah, no. That's where I stand.
We really missed this. We missed the good point between Pizza Hut and Papa John's here, because I think Pizza Hut's sauce is so much better than Papa John's, and I'm like, I would rather eat a Del Taco than a slice of Papa John's pizza. I don't care for their sauce. I think their cheese is subpar. Like, I'm just not a fan. So I'm like, in this regard, if we're just going off of like, what do I dislike more, then I'd have to give it the Del Taco. But obviously you're the opposite.
I'll be real with you. I have been Del Taco twice, and when I had it, I'm like, it's okay. Papa John's,
it's about the same as Papa John's.
It's okay.
Whatever.
I think Papa John's. I think Papa John's has got some. It's pretty good, especially when you get that little butter sauce, the garlic sauce, like you dip your pizza in. That's pretty good. So I will.
Yeah, I guess if you add that,
I'll defer to you. Do you really think Del Taco is better than Papa John's? Do you truly believe that?
I truly believe that, given the option, like you said with, what was it, Firehouse sub versus Taco Bell. Given the option, you would go with Firehouse sub over Taco Bell. I feel the same way about Del Taco over Papa John's. Given the option, I would eat a taco from Del Taco before I would have another slice of Papa John's pizza.
All right, you know what? That's fair.
That's how. If you don't feel passionately enough about it,
Yeah,
I feel that way. So I'm like, you got to give it to me.
that's fair. That's fair. All right, cool. Del Taco advances. I feel like this next round's kind of, I don't know. This is a weird one. It's
it's definitely strange.
Church's Chicken versus Panda Express.
Panda Express, yeah.
I like Panda Express. I'm gonna say that right now, and then I'll say this too.
Let's not even.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let's not even flip the coin. I'll argue Churches if you want to argue Panda.
Let's do it.
Because I'm like, I haven't been into Panda in a very long time, so I'm like, they might be a lot better than they are when I had it last.
Well, let me ask you, when did you have it last?
I don't know the number of years.
Panda Express is, I know folks know it for its mini mall or mall food court setting, which it still is. You know, it still has those kind of services. But like, I mean, I love Panda Express for, it's like you go in there, it's reasonably priced, where it's like I can get myself a big plate of like meat and vegetables and noodles and an egg roll for like less than $8. And I'm like, that's pretty good. And compared to like most Chinese places, you have to like order in or take out. And I appreciate that there's there can be a Panda Express fast food like standalone building. You just go to the drive-through or walk inside and grab it, versus the awkwardness of calling on the phone to a Chinese restaurant or going in. It's just like, what, it feels a lot more logistically more of a drag compared to Panda. And Panda's got great fried rice, nice like steamed broccoli and vegetables. I feel like they have a solid compromise of quality ingredients, but it won't break your wallet, but also being enough to where it's affordable and the company can make a profit off of it with having good services and good food.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta hand it to you. That's some very fair arguments.
Really?
There's a Church's Chicken right next to First Baptist Woodstock. Do you remember that?
I was thinking about that before we got to this point. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes. Cars will went there a lot.
Yes, that Church's Chicken, their biscuit, not even necessarily their chicken biscuit. I mean, they have great chicken. It's a chicken place. They have very good chicken. It's well breaded. It's always a nice, thick, juicy breast. But like they spent time on their biscuit that really sent it over, on top of the fact that they also have they have their own homemade like cinnamon bun.
Really?
Like little raisins and stuff in it.
What?
Like that's really freaking good. And I'm pretty sure that if you ask, they'll make that the chicken biscuit. Like they'll put a biscuit, or not the biscuit, they'll put a chicken in between two of those like buns.
No kidding.
And I'm like, it's pretty unreal. Like that little like sticky bun or whatever they have is super good. Even though it's got raisins in it, it's still really good. They have some lovely, like their biscuit is probably one of the best fast food biscuits you can get. Which to me, honestly, because I'm like, Panda Express is fine, but I'm like, when you compare it, like if you compare Panda Express to anything else that is Asian cuisine, Panda Express is like, like value, sure, like you said, good value. You get a lot for a little, but I'm like, there's not. I don't know if there's anything in there in particular that they do really well. So like, even if
that's a good
Church's
point,
Chicken,
actually.
Even if Church's Chicken isn't Chick-fil-A, they have a biscuit that will send you over the moon. Especially you get that biscuit if you get their chicken bit or their morning chicken biscuit with like honey drizzled on it. Oh, it's a good time.
All right, you know what? I'll defer to you. That was a very passionate defense, by the way.
Yeah, well, thank you, sir. But I'm like, I'm just glad I remembered that biscuit.
That was kind of the knockout punch, dude. Well done.
Well, thank you.
Well, this is this matchup: Little Caesars versus Quiznos. We got the jobs. All right, here we go. Call it.
Tails.
All right, you got Quiznos. I got Caesars.
Dang it. I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know. I swear, every time. Is this the same thing like we did before? where like every time I keep choosing the one I want, I keep getting it because like tails is that item. So if you get like if I say tails and you say heads and it lands heads up,
maybe
are you telling me? Can we do it again?
Yeah. Okay. So Little Caesars is head, Quiznos is tails.
Okay.
All right. Call it
The heads.
All right. So you got Little Caesars. I got Quiznos.
Okay. So it was tails.
Have I been doing this wrong the entire
We did it. We did it again.
It's Gaston all over. He's back. No.
There's got to be a better way to do it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, Scott. We'll fix it moving forward. All right,
that's why I kept getting all the sandwich places.
All right, Scott. Call it tails. All right, you get the one I don't want. All right, so all right.
I have what now?
Little Caesars. I have Quiznos.
I have Little Caesars. Okay, cool. I can do this.
Oh no! They messed it up again.
Oh, gee willikers, what are we gonna do?
Don't worry, Robin. Tune in next week and see if Scott and Saber Carver get it right.
I don't think they can. So stupid.